Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Gunamani Rabha and my student is Sweta Banik. Yes,
Hello.
Sweta?
Hello
So,
everyone, I'm Shweta Banik from first year MBBS.
okay. So from DMCH actually we met some models and she also representing from one model group and they in their group, in every group they have 10 students. So from that group actually they are making this one model, and this is about the development of the tongue. Yes.
The ventral portion of the pharyngeal arches showing the development of tongue.
Okay, so this will everything will be presented by her. So let's start.
I am Shweta Banik from first year MBBS from DMCH, and today I am representing this model that is a ventral portion of pharyngeal arches showing the development of tongue. Before explaining about the development of tongue, first I would like to give a I would like to explain briefly about the origin of pharyngeal arches. These pharyngeal arches, these are derived from mesenchymal condensation. This mesenchyma is developed from neural crest cells, paraaxial mesoderm and lateral plate mesoderm. Initially, there are 6 pharyngeal arches. These rounded portion structures, these are representing our pharyngeal arches. Initially, they are 6 in number. However, during the 4th week, the 5th pharyngeal arch it degenerates, and there are remaining 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 6th pharyngeal arches.
That means this one is six.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
This is the 6th pharyngeal arch. In between these are from the ectodermal origin, that is pharyngeal cleft, and in between these whole kind of structures, these are representing the pharyngeal cleft that
Pharyngeal
usually
cleft.
develop. These are the pharyngeal cleft, and these
Yes.
are the pharyngeal pouches.
Okay.
That is developed during the 5th week.
Okay. These are pouches, no?
Yes,
This
sir.
that part. These are pouches,
Yes,
and
sir.
this part and that
This is the pharyngeal cleft
cleft.
that is
And
of
that area
ectodermal
cleft. These are
origin.
clefts.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay.
And this pharyngeal pouches, these are of endodermal origin.
Pouches are endodermal origin and
Cleft are ectodermal.
Okay.
You can see it is outside. You can
Sure.
like assume it is to be ectodermal, and
Okay.
inside this is the endodermal part.
Okay.
Now explaining about the development of tongue. These two are called as the lingual swellings, lateral lingual swellings.
Okay.
In between this there is this tuberculum impar. These are developed from the first pharyngeal arch. From the second, third, and a part of fourth pharyngeal arches arise the copula or hypobranchial eminence.
Okay.
From the fourth and fifth arises this epiglottal swelling, laryngeal orifice, and lastly, arytenoid swelling. So the anterior 2/3 of the tongue, it is developed by this lateral lingual swelling. What happens is during the 4th week, when this swelling starts growing, it overgrows this tuberculum impar and thus forms up to this portion, it forms the anterior 2/3 of the tongue.
Okay.
Then this copular hypobranchial eminence, it forms the posterior 1/3 of the tongue.
Okay.
Yes. And most of the taste or sensory receptors, these are present in the anterior 2/3. This part, the first pharyngeal arch, this is innervated by the trigeminal nerve or
Okay.
cranial nerve 5. The maxillary or mandibular divisions of the trigeminal nerve, it innervates the first pharyngeal arches.
Okay.
The second pharyngeal arch, it is innervated by the facial nerve or the cranial nerve 9. The third pharyngeal arch, it is innervated by the glossopharyngeal nerve or the cranial nerve 9. The fourth pharyngeal arches, it is innervated by the superior laryngeal nerve, and lastly the sixth pharyngeal arch by the recurrent laryngeal nerves. Okay. The fourth and sixth, that is a superior laryngeal nerve and recurrent laryngeal nerve, these are divisions of vagus nerve, that is cranial nerve 10. Okay. Apart from that, the first pharyngeal arches, it is supplied by the maxillary artery, second arch by the stapedial artery, third arch by the common carotid artery, that is external and internal carotid artery, fourth arch fourth arch by the right subclavian artery and the aortic arch, and the sixth one by the pulmonary artery and ductus arteriosus.
Okay.
So the as I already mentioned that the anterior two-third is responsible for the special receptors, and these special receptors, these are.
Okay, what is this book? This one is Langman.
Yes, I have taken help of Langman. My
Okay.
group members have taken the help of Langman to develop this model.
Okay.
The anterior two-third of the tongue and the posterior one-third of the tongue, it is divided by the terminal sulcus. As you can see, this is the terminal sulcus.
Okay.
Yes, and the nerve that is present in the anterior two-third is a anterior two-third is these two nerve, facial nerve, that is cranial nerve 7, and in the posterior one-third it is supplied by the hypoglossal nerve. Apart from that, the musculature of the tongue, it is supplied by the hypoglossal nerve, and the muscle, it is developed from the occipital somites.
Okay. And muscles are developed from
The occipital somites.
occipital somites.
And it is supplied by the hypoglossal nerve. And as you can see, this copula that is a hypobrachial eminence, it will give rise to posterior two-third, lateral lingual swelling give anterior two-third, and copula will give posterior one-third of the tongue, and this epiglottal swelling, it will give rise to epiglottis. Laryngeal orifice, it will give rise to larynx. That's all about the development of tongue. Thank you.
Okay. It's a nice presentation, Sweta. Thank you so much for presenting.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.